crazy. We gotta find a club.
Forget about the clubs. What we want is a record contract.
What record contract? You can't even book a lousy bowling alley.
Maybe this is a good time for me to start my own group.
Right, you're not starting any groups. You're in this group, Nicky.
Yeah, which one? The Topics, the Romans, the Lovers? Who are we gonna be next, Tommy?
Frankie. What?
It's a sign, Tommy.
Ooh. Still like the Four Felons.
I do too, the Four Felons. All right, that was a clip from Jersey Boys, and of course with me today, Lynn Archibald and David Adams, our local movie critics, to talk about the movie. And yeah, the 4 seasons, but what do you guys think of the movie?
This is a great clip to start with.
I thought that was one of the more inspiring parts of the movie.
There are two movies mashed together. One is the 4 seasons showbiz story, which we're getting a bit of here, the contention within the group, and they're looking for a new name and so on. And then the mob, gritty stuff, which we get clearly, you know, the way they confront each other and the way they talk, the Four Felons and so on. They didn't all have prison time, but over the course of their career, they did.
They did, yeah.
The whole group was in jail for running out on a Holiday Inn bill they didn't pay.
Well, that Tommy didn't pay.
Yeah, really. Yeah, they learned a lot about him and finances.
I liked it a lot. It's a nostalgia movie for old people. Is what it is.
Yeah, really. What about us,
That just
Len?
put me on the spot. Now he's going to feel completely justified because I felt the movie was uneven. I almost wondered if the movie would have been better in the hands of someone like Rob Marshall, who did like Chicago. Clint Eastwood, I love pretty much everything that Clint Eastwood has done pretty much since Heartbreak Ridge up until this movie, but it just felt like it was a musical that was trying to be more than a musical, and it was trying to do like something out of Martin Scorsese, and it was trying to do something out of Cabaret, and because it was trying to juggle like 2 or 3 different genres, it really didn't do any of them justice. That's how I felt about it.
This is a showbiz story about the 4 seasons, obviously, and we get that showbiz story as presumably as it happened, with these kind of street kids coming together and trying to figure out what they wanted to do and what to call themselves and so on. And at the same time, we have their connection with the mob in Belleville, New Jersey, where they grew up. And that continues because the Tommy, it's played by Vincent Piazza, is very good. Who's one of the members of the group, sort of self-appointed director and manager. He doesn't pay the bills. He keeps borrowing money from the mob, and before they're done, they owe $500,000 or something.
Yeah, and eventually.
So that's part of the story.
Yeah, I mean, eventually Frankie and the 4 seasons have to go to their mob boss, who's played by Christopher Walken.
Who was excellent in the movie.
He was phenomenal in the movie. They're just trying to juggle, their career life and their music life. And what I guess I wanted to see, because I've seen the Broadway show and I enjoyed the Broadway show. I wanted to see a few more musical numbers.
Right, yeah.
It didn't really get into the whole musical aspect.
The musical
of it.
numbers were performances by them in nightclubs and on stage and on American Bandstand and so on.
Yeah, you got to hear the music, but it wasn't like in the musical format. It was. I think, David, you said in your review it's more like a documentary, which it kind of really is.
It was more biopic than musical, and we talked about this too because Clint Eastwood did a horrendous musical called How to Paint Your Wagon, and I'm pretty sure because of that he probably never wants to be anywhere near anything close to a true musical genre.
The only musical comedy kind of setting is in the credits when everybody's out on the street, the gangsters
and that scene's awesome.
The 4 seasons and their family and the neighbors and so on. What a night!
Yeah.
And everybody was singing along with them.
Yeah, that's a fun thing. You can sing along, tap your toes. All right, what are the final words then for this one?
Okay, here they come. The 4 seasons story, Frankie and Jersey Boys, tuneful, gritty drama, nostalgic, showbiz joys.
And I agree. I think it was a good one. I mean, it's worth seeing, don't you think, Len?
It's worth seeing. I think for fans of the musical, they may be a little disappointed, but if you're a fan of the 4 seasons, you're
going to love it. Yeah, very good. All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, don't go away. First edition continues in a moment.